Hello, welcome back to Life Beyond Locks. My name is Ashley, and today we're going to take a look at another Hatfall wig from WigShe. So first of all, we're going to talk about the benefits of hat wigs. We're going to look specifically at the benefits of buying a WigShe Hatfall wig because there are many good reasons to buy specifically from this company. And then we're also going to talk about what I don't love about this piece so much and what I would put in the notes if I was to order it again to make sure that I get exactly what I want. So let's jump right into it. So today we are looking at this piece. I don't remember what the code is, but I'm going to put the link in the description box below for you. And this is a shorter Hatfall wig than the first one that I ever had. This one, I literally pulled it off my rack looking exactly the way I put it on the rack. So is it in rough shape? It kind of looks a little weird, but it's because I had just worn it to play pickleball earlier this week. And I actually want to show you that a year after use, this piece still looks really darn good, even after I just sweat buckets in her earlier in the week. She hasn't been washed after a few rounds of pickleball, which sounds really gross, but whatever, you get to see how she really looks. So this one is a plain level 3 or 4. I'm going to have to look into it. And yeah, here it is a year later. It's been washed, it's been rinsed, it's been washed, it's been rinsed, it's been sweat in. I wear it to play sports, I wear it to run errands, I wear it to work out, I wear it to do all the things, and it still looks so good. Look at the shine on it, look how healthy it looks. I mean, that's pretty darn impressive. And this one, I think it's just over $300 once you put in the discount code that I have for you. So that's my old Hatfall wig. The new one, I asked to go lighter. And the reason that I asked to go lighter was because, well, first of all, I already have a dark one that I've shown you, but the reason that I asked to go lighter was just because it's summertime and I know that I'm going to be wearing it out to go camping in another week or two. So I thought, why not go lighter and see how it looks? I also decided to go a lot shorter. And the reason that I decided to go shorter was because it lowers the price point. So I want to thank WigShe for gifting these pieces to me over time to be able to show you. But I also just wanted to show you that for a really low price point, you can actually get beautiful human hair Hatfall wigs. So I asked them to go shorter because I knew it would still look cute, but it would lower the price point for you if you were to go buy your own. Okay, so Hatfall wigs, we'll talk about the benefits of them, and then we'll talk specifically about WigShe's Hatfall wigs. So the reason that you might want to wear a Hatfall is because technically you can wear a hat with any wig, but it can cause damage. And I actually have an anecdote about a follower of mine over on Instagram who did experience damage to her wig this winter because she wore a hat with her lace top. So if you think about it, if you're wearing a lace top wig, the lace is probably going to go somewhere along here. And when I put on a hat, that hat is going to rub about in the same area. So with the repeated off and on motion of a hat or a toque, which was what was happening with her, she was wearing it outside. She's a teacher, so she's wearing it outside for recess. So once or twice a day, she's putting the hat on and then off. It causes friction, and it also tugs and pulls at the individual hairs which have been ventilated into that lace. So she ended up with hair loss and frizzing and things like that as a consequence of wearing the hat with her higher end lace wig. That damage, now it would need to be sent into a repair shop. It's really sad, but it also is a great story to share because I think it expresses or illustrates the need for a cheap alternative when you're going to be playing rough and tough with hair on. So the Hatfall wig in general is a great option because it doesn't have a lace front. So you're going to always have something that's a little bit more durable on the top. You can't do any damage to this really. I mean, you could damage it, put holes in it, but overall it's not really going to be damaged from the off and on of a cap. The other thing is it's going to be more comfortable. I've actually tried to, with like older lace wigs, wear a hat with it, and there's a lot more bulk at the top, especially if you're wearing a wig grip already with it. So putting a hat on top, you're going to need a larger size cap than what you're typically used to wearing. So you have to have separate hats, and then also it's just less comfortable. It's more bulky, more heat, all of that. So it's going to give you a better, closer fit with the hat if you have a Hatfall wig. The other thing is that, in particular, let's talk about the WigShe one. So I have Hatfall wigs from other companies and I love them. So don't get me wrong, this is not to say that they aren't good or aren't worth their money, but a lot of them are higher end in terms of price point. They're beautiful and I might wear them to go out to the store or go out to grab a bite on a patio, but I don't want to be wearing them to sweat and work out with. These are my workhorse wigs, my WigShe Hatfall wigs. Like, yes, I will wear them to the patio and yes, I will wear them to run errands, but they're a workhorse. This dry wick material, I've never seen on another Hatfall. So if I get really close here, maybe you can see, it's the dry wicking or like the dry fit type material on the top. I have worn these to work out with repeatedly in really hot and humid conditions because where I live in Canada, it gets smoking hot in the summer and really, really humid. And I never feel like that wet rag kind of feeling on top of my head when I wear this. I feel like it just wicks the moisture away. And it feels somehow even better than just wearing the hat on its own sometimes. So for that reason, I really love the WigShe one because it does have that material, which is different from any other company that I've seen. The other reason that I love the WigShe one, by the way, I'll just show you the cap here so you can see it's wefted. The way that they weft theirs is different as well. Instead of wefting around, so most wigs with wefts, they have them, how do I show this? They would all go kind of like this, semicircles down. WigShe does semicircles down, then they do some straight across, and then they go semicircles the other way. It's very clever. The reason why, and this isn't going to probably ever be noticed because your hat will be hiding the wefts, but if you did have the hair separate where the wefts are, you would, so how do I show this as I'm holding it? If I was to do a ponytail in my hat wig, normally if my wefts were all going semicircle this way, when I do the bottom pulling up, you would see the wefts would be going the wrong way and I'd be pulling that hair up, exposing the wefts. But because WigShe starts one way and then goes the other, when I pull the hair up from the bottom, the hair naturally lifts up like it would with your bio hair into a ponytail. That's a really thoughtful thing to do in their design, especially for a budget piece, which brings me to the next point. The budget-friendly price tag. If I'm going to sweat in this, if I'm going to chase my kids in it, if I'm going to go hiking in it, if I'm going to do all the things in it, and that means I have to wash it a lot more, right? It means it's going to be in a ponytail holder a lot more than my lace, my fancy lace wigs. I'm going to be like pulling that ponytail tighter right before taking that shot or whatever. I need to know that if I do damage it, I can replace it at a reasonable price point. Now I've shown you already that this one is more than a year old and it still looks great and it definitely doesn't need replacing despite all the wear that it's had, but it does give me peace of mind to know that I can get a new one like that for just over $300 and I can get a new one like this. I think it's just over $200 with the discount code. Don't quote me on that though. I do need to check out the price. That is huge because it means that I can really truly play in it and still, know that if I need to replace it, I can. So that's another reason that I really, really, really think that the WigShe ones are excellent. Now let's talk about the color because this is my part that this is the part that I would change if I could order again. And I want to be honest and transparent with you about it because I want you to consider actually getting this, but making the changes. So, okay, overall we're looking at like a medium neutral brown, definitely neutral, maybe even a little ashy with highlights. The highlights at the back I think are really good. And by the way, if you're looking at how stark they are at the starting, that's okay. No one sees that because that's where your hat is going to hit, right? But the back, we've got these like more diffused highlights, I would say, with definitely some toner on there to make them ashy. The sides are a lot more streaky and there are more of them. So if I was to order this again, so you can use the link, it'll take you directly to this piece. And then in the notes, you can select whatever length you want, whatever size you want. I got the small because even the small is a little bit big for me. And then in the notes section, you can say like fewer highlights or highlights that are less streaky, or you know what I mean, more blended highlights, or you could say no highlights and just go for that beautiful base color, that brown, which by the way is so beautiful. So their normal brown, if you do like a level 3-4, you're gonna get this kind of warm brown. I don't know if you can see the difference with the one on this side. The one on this side is really ashy, like it matches my bio hair pretty closely. This one's richer and more warm. I would just be getting this plain brown probably, or plain brown with just a few highlights. And you can kind of see that the underside of this, that's how that looks. I like this a lot better, the underside. It's like fewer highlights, more streaky, and a bit more brown showing through, which kind of made me wonder if I could just wear this inside out, but I don't think that's going to work. So let's pop her on, see how she looks. So please go into this with an open mind because I know that we might be looking at the streaky colors going, what? But once I put the toucan, I think it's still going to look really good. And it's certainly going to look better than my bio hair with the big streak of white that I got going on there and the thinning all over. Okay. Oh, I don't even think I mentioned this. The little grip of silicone in there, also amazing. You can take it off and cut it off if you want, which I might because I don't think it's necessary. This is tight enough on me. But if you want the extra grippiness, you can leave that piece of silicone that's on the inside. It's going to keep everything nice and snug. Okay, so I have a couple of hats here to try it on with. So let's see. I'm also going to straighten it after and then show you what it looks like in an air dried state. So I will take it away, wash it in a few minutes, and then let it air dry and then show you how it dries. I know from working with WigShe many times now that their hair is Chinese Remy human hair and it always dries really beautifully, like just a little bit of natural wave, which I think is the way you want to wear a hat wig. So my first one, I wore it for a long time with curls in it. And by the way, this is the curl that it came with out of the box. I didn't do anything to it, but I would put in soft waves whenever I would wash it. And it worked for the longer hair, but I feel like the shorter style like this, I think I just want like a natural wave. I feel like when you're wearing a hat wig, that seems to be the way to wear it because it's like more like natural, right? You're wearing a baseball hat. So there you go. So this is, wear it with a ponytail. It is ear tuckable because there are no ear tabs. It's just that band all the way around it. So you can ear tuck super nicely as a consequence of that. Even leave some bio hair if you have some. So there we go. So that's with the baseball hat. And of course the toques that I actually wear, I have upstairs in my closet, but I had these in the mudroom. So we'll see how they look. I probably wouldn't have picked these colors to go with this toque, but actually look kind of cute. Maybe I should tuck it from behind my ear. So much better than what you would see if it's just my bio hair under a toque. There would be almost nothing there. There we go. And one more toque. This is a big, thick one. And it's still like, ooh, is it gonna fit over it? Yes. So fun. So, I mean, this is great for all year round, as you can tell. I'm gonna take out the curls right now and see how it looks straight. But it's perfect for all year round. It's perfect for the summer because of the dry wig, but you obviously can wear it in the winter as well. Now, some people I know when they first see the hat wig, they think, well, how do I take it off? Like, what do I do when I go inside? And the answer is you don't. So when I wear the hat wig, I know that I'm committing to a hat for that day. So I don't plan to take it off. That's the whole thing. But there have been days where, let's say we're going to be outside doing a winter activity, and then I know we're going to be moving inside to like an après-ski or something like that, right? Or going out to dinner. Then I just bring a separate wig. I keep it in the car and I switch in the car before going into the restaurant or whatever it is. And so is that a little bit more work? Maybe, but the reality is if I have bio hair like mine at this point, I'm not going to be taking my hat off either way, because my hair is so thin underneath that even if I try to straighten my bio hair and make it look good, I know that once I have hat hair, it's going to look not its best, and I'm not going to be feeling confident enough to take the hat off anyway. So for me, it's like, it's no big deal. I've been wearing hats for years to conceal hair loss, so wearing a hat wig just makes sense. And like I said, I can always just keep a backup wig with me and throw it on if I know that the hat has to come off at some point. Okay, I haven't straightened the back, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what it would look like straight before I go away to let it air dry. So then we can kind of see it in all three states with a loose curl, straightened, and then the natural wave that it comes with. I don't mind the highlights as much as I thought I would, but I still feel like if I was to do it again, I would go without. I might actually just send this off to get colored somewhere as a solid color. Oh, I like it straight. I like it straight a lot. Here we go. So cute. Okay, I'm gonna go wash it. I'll show you the air dried state when it's done being washed and air dried. We'll be back. I'm back. Thank goodness we're all friends here because we're going camping. So I put on a little bronzer and a little bit of an eyebrow, and that's what I got going on right now. And I usually don't show up on camera without makeup, but you know what? I want to show you what this looks like air dried because I want to take it with me. And so it's gonna get even more poofy probably and stuff like that with the humidity and camping. So I thought I'm just gonna show you right now how she looks after being air dried. So this is the air dried state. I washed it, I think 3 days ago now, and then I tried it on, I took it off. So it's actually like the curl is a little bit more disturbed now than it was when I first did it, but it's a really nice wave, which is typical for WigShe. At this point, I'm pretty familiar with how their stuff dries and it's pretty consistent. I do find that it looks less streaky when it's wavy, and you'll see when I put it on my head. So I like that, but I have decided that I think I'm just going to color this. I did get them to make a custom link anyway. So they made a custom link so that you can order this exact one if you would like to order this exact one. If you like a chunky highlight, then you'll probably love it. But if not, you can use that same link. They'll know that you saw this video, that you want maybe the same length, the same cap, all of that, but you could just ask for like the solid brown color and they'd be able to give that to you. So you can use that link to customize your order and use this as the launch point if you'd like, or you can use that custom link and you just put that in notes if you want to make any changes, or you just put follow the link and they'll give you exactly this. So I will show you though, I actually went ahead, I have to find it now, and I did a strand test because I dyed my own hair which came out way too dark. I haven't dyed my hair. It had been since 2019. Last summer I tried to dye it. It turned orange. I waited another year, tried to do it this year. I think I left it on too long and now it's like black. So I'm hoping it washes out soon or I won't be able to blend my wigs anymore. I did a strand test here with the same dye while I had it ready. And I think it's just a little bit too dark still. You can see when I lift it that it's quite darker than the rest of the wig. So I might look into professional coloring, or I might just try a gloss, something that's, you know, like demi-permanent instead of actually permanent. But I have decided that I'm going to dye it. As much as I like the lighter pieces, it's just a little bit too stark for me, I think, until I see it on wavy. And then I think maybe I'll keep it because I actually like the highlights with waves. So I think that's how I'm going to wear this piece all the time now, is I'm just going to wear it with the waves in it. There you go. I don't like that hat with it, actually. Let's do this hat. They're very similar, but they fit differently somehow. My dollar store hats. I own them in every color. Okay, so there we go. So with the wave, I think you'll agree. The chunky highlight, it's not so strong. You could always cut some you could also always cut some face framing layers into this as well to give it a little bit more movement at the front if you wanted. I like to keep these layers a little bit longer though, because even though I wanted this to be short, I do, as I showed you before, want to be able to put it into a low bun or a low ponytail or something like that.